How you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing great. This video is going to be about A plus. If you decided to go through A plus route after listening to people telling you that you don't need it, it's very basic. You can get into IT field without it. Well, a lot of jobs are asked for it nowadays. There is a lot of people who got into it without it, but it doesn't mean that you will. You probably need it. It's a good tool to start with. It's a good certificate to start with if you're trying to get into IT field. So if you decided to go through this route, I'm going to try to help you to prepare for it. I will tell you what is in it, and I will talk about my experience just a little bit, and let's get into this. So of course, as you guys know, it's in February 2020. We're on core 1 and core 2, 220/1001 and 220/1002. I'm going to start with the core 1. Okay, the core 1. Once you go for the test, people say it's always 90 questions. Now you might get 90, you might get 82, you might get 80 or 70 something. It depends what this system generates. So I got 82 on my own. The very first questions are simulations or performance-based questions. I think I got 3 or 4. I really don't remember well, but yes. So the very first one was a simulation in an office environment. Of course, it's a simulation. So pretty much the issue was there was a coworker who was kind of far from the wireless access point, who could not connect to the wireless router. So the coworker could not get to the Wi-Fi. So pretty much the solution was to connect him to the 2.4 gigahertz. You all know the frequency, not the 5, because 2.4 gets further. The range gets far comparing to the 5. The 5 gigahertz. I hope you know this. If you don't, you will learn. Okay. So I had to connect him to the 2.4, and then therefore he could have the the internet. Also change the SSID, get him to the right SSID, and also they gave you the passcode. So yeah, so that was it. It was pretty easy stuff. Another one was matching, drag and drop. They had a lot of wireless technology, NFC, IR, infrared, Bluetooth. So you had to drag those to their descriptions, to what they do, like NFC, USA NFC for payment, IR and remote. So yes, so drag and drop. Another question was two coworkers. One coworker had just changed the IP configurations, so that his coworker could not connect. The two computers could not connect to each other. So what you had to do was to just clear the cache, the DNS cache. So using flash DNS, going to command prompt and do IP config / flash DNS. That would resolve the issue. So I think that's pretty much it when it comes to simulation that I had on mine. You might get 3 questions or 4, it depends. And please, I heard these questions worth a lot of points, so please try to do them. If you don't know them, do not waste your time on them, because you might it's time. The whole test has an hour and a half. That's 90 minutes. Do not waste your time on simulations. There are 3 or 4 questions, but you have like 80 other multiple choices questions. So please be mindful of your time. So if you don't know, but if you do them, please, if you know them, please do them, because they're worth a lot of points. So besides that, you're going to get a lot of Soho office, the small office, home office routers, configurations, the managed and the unmanaged, telling you to change different stuff. We're talking about multiple choices questions. You're going to get a lot of port numbers. Please, guys, learn about port numbers. Memorize those. I will tell you what not to memorize, but memorize port numbers. Memorize port numbers and protocols, and also the transports, if it's TCP or UDP. So please learn port numbers and transport, and also protocols, of course. There's also a lot of networkings, problems. There's troubleshooting. Know about troubleshooting, no printers. Mostly laser printers. This might see a little bit of an inkjet and also thermal, but mostly you need to know about laser printers. You need to know about the 7 stages of printing process, the EP process. I have my own acronym, which is people can eat donut to feel clean. People can eat donuts to feel clean. So which is P stands for processing, charging. People can eat, exposing, development. People can eat donut too. T is transfer, fusion, fusing, and cleaning. Cleaning. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go ahead and learn those. Know what happens in each, cause you will get that might come. So please go ahead and learn those. If you do not know what I was talking about, I get it. You may not know that now, but you need to know 7 process of printing on laser printer. They did hit me with a lot of virtualization and cloud computing, which is a new it's a new subject in this thousands version of CompTIA A plus. There was a lot of cloud computing. Please learn about cloud computing and virtualization. They pass SaaS, infrastructure as a service, software as a service. Know about public, private, hybrid, community. Learn about cloud computing, because you will get those. So in brief, that is the core one, guys. That's it. 80 something questions, 4 3 simulations, and then you're good to go. I'm just not going to talk about the core 2, and after I will talk about how I prepare myself, how you can prepare yourself. I'll give you a lot of resources. I'll give you some notes, so stay with me. So number 2, the core 2 now, which is a 220/1002. I'm sorry. Of course, the very first questions are simulations. Once you just click, boom, next. First question are simulations. I think I got 3 here. So the first one was partitions, making partition, like seriously. I was so happy, guys. Partitioning, really. I was like, whoa, okay, cool. They make this easy. The second one was, it was a little weird. It was like in texting, like you texting with your client. It's a texting format. It's a simulation. So there's a text. The client is complaining that she cannot get to her email. All right, so she cannot get to her email. So what you have to do, you have to ask her to see the settings, as email settings in her phone, to take a screenshot and send it to you. But the thing is, once you click, you choose what to send to her. So she responds to you depending on what you send to her. It's a texting. You texting the client. But on a computer, of course, this is a simulation. So what you have to do, you have to ask her to see the settings. Once she sends you the screenshot of the settings, you realize she has an IMAP as a protocol for email, but she has it on the wrong port. And the IMAP is secured. So the IMAP that is secured, use the port number 993, if I'm not mistaken. Please learn the port numbers, guys. Told you. So you have to change the port number because it was the wrong one. Yeah, it has to be, it was secured with TLS, transport layer security. So it was a secured one, but it was on the wrong. So you have to change the port number, and what else you gotta change? But pretty much it's a port number question, and then she's good to go. So that was the second question, simulations, LAN port numbers, and also the secured one. And also another one was an Active Directory. You know how problems gets to a client through tickets. If you have experience in this field, you get tickets. That's how you get problems that you need to resolve for your clients through AD. So I had 2 of them, but I really don't remember the details of them. But they were easy, guys. It's easy. So once the simulations are gone, you're going to get the best story questions, multiple choices. You're going to please learn about operating systems. 7, 8, 8.1, and 10. Windows, of course. I'm talking about Windows. Excuse me. Upgrades, requirements. Please know about those. Know about a little bit of Mac operating system. just the basic. Also learn about Linux, the Linux commands. Please, those are going to be in, no doubt on that. What I did, I have a lot of computers here, but I don't have Mac equipment. I do not have a Mac. So what I did, I created virtual machines. My computer, one of my computer has really enough RAM and enough CPU, so I created a virtual machine for Linux and also a Mac for Mac. I'm starting Mac on Windows using a virtual machine. So you can go ahead and do that too. Also, you can create, you can just play with those, play with Windows 8, just make sure you can learn, but it's better to have what am I looking for? Just play with those so you can be familiar with where everything's are, because there's just a little bit of difference when it comes to Windows 7, 8, 8.1, and 10. So it's better to just play with those and get familiar with each operating system, because they're going to ask you about those. And also install Mac and Linux. Mac, you just need a little bit of Mac. You don't need to know a whole lot, just a little bit of Mac, and also those commands in Linux, they're going to come, no doubt on that. There's gonna be security equations, physical, man trap, wireless, there's going to be malware removal, viruses. Those questions will come. There's going to be a lot of troubleshooting, printers again, BSOD. I think I had a simulation about BSOD, the broad screen of death, asking me about what was wrong, pending on it had a our broad screen always has a message, so I had to read and tell him what was wrong. I guess I don't remember how the question was, but it's easy, guys. It's easy if you take your time and learn. And also, if you have experience into this field, if you've been working to IT field for a while, it's going to be easy, but you just need to take some time and do some studying. There's going to be some common sense. So this is the part I did not really take my time on, because it's common sense. It's what I call common sense. We know we're supposed to respect our client, do active listening, not cut him off, communication skills, dress appropriately. So the common sense. But this can get tricky. Like, I had a question that was asking me. So the question was, you are working on a client computer and your phone, you're on a site, okay, not through a phone. So you went to the site and you are with the client and you're working on his computer. So your phone ring, all right? Your phone rings. So what do? You have A, you hang up the phone. B, you excuse yourself and go pick up the call outside. So that means you stop the job and then you go outside, pick up the phone after excusing yourself. C was like, you just answer the phone, keep working on it. So you working on somebody's computer, doing whatever, upgrading, whatever you're doing, but you still also on the phone. So you pick up the phone and keep working. So what do you guys do? Like, what do you think the answer is? Do you excuse yourself and go outside and pick up the phone, or do you just hang up? But the phone might be important. This kind of depends on the people. This can get a little tricky. I don't really know what CompTIA is looking for. I understand, companies have different policies when you don't pick up the phone when you're in the middle of work, but you're on the site, you're with the client. The phone call might be important to you. So yeah. So that, please let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? So now I think that's pretty much it. I'm going also to talk about a few things here. The wording on CompTIA test. People say the CompTIA sometimes is kind of tricky. The A, B, C, D, they give you like multiple choices. The questions, the answers make sense. A makes sense, B makes sense, but you really they looking for specific answer. So pay attention on these words. Next, first, most likely, and also last, and not. So people really don't, I feel like people don't pay attention on these words. These words are capitalized, they're in capital cases a lot of times. So they tell you, you might find it like in an equation, the technician check this, check this, check this. Why should the computer check next? Pay attention on that next, because that next is going to help you to answer the question correctly. Otherwise, you're gonna mess up because A makes sense, B makes sense, C makes sense, but they want the specific question because they highlight it, they capitalize that next. So pay attention on next first. What should you check first? What is most likely causing the problem? That most likely. So guys, pay attention on those. Also, what else? Okay, so how should you prepare yourself? I use this book. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, what the heck? It's a big book. It's a huge book. It's from CompTIA Plus. It's a complete study guide. It's a recent one. Talks about exam core 1 and 2. 220/1001 and 220/1002, written by Quentin Doctor and John. I can't say his last name. Printed by Cybex, guys. This book is great. If you like reading, it has a lot of things in it. It has things you need and things you don't need, and they tell you. And the way the subject are set up is the same as in exam objectives. So, guys, if you're studying for A+, please use the exam objectives. Exam objectives, make sure you're going through everything in here. This is just for the core 2. I did not print the core 1. It's on CompTIA A+. I can put the link down in the description. But please use the CompTIA A+ objectives and go through it. Make sure you learn everything. Do not skip anything, guys. That will really help you to make sure you're covering everything, because it can be a lot. And so these numbers, they are in this book. And the number matches. This book is a really big book, but you don't have to read everything. I assume you have experience, or if you don't, still, you don't really have to read the whole book. It's a big book. But I know a lot of people don't like to read, but that book might be helpful. And it's depending on, I don't know about you, but me, of course I was studying for the test, but I also studied just to know, not just for the test, because I'm going to need this throughout my career. So I learned to know, not just for the paper. The paper doesn't mean a lot. It's just a proof that I know what I claim to know, right? And there's a whole lot of resources out there that I guess I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about different websites like Exam Compass. If you go to Exam Compass, they have about 25 tests on each core. So please go ahead and do those. Go through each if you can. Each test has like 25 questions, and it goes by chapters. It's a really good one, just to it kind of proves you, it kind of shows you that you learn, pretty much about the chapter. It's a really good one. Exam Compass. There's CompTIA Exam Test.crm. CompTIA Exam Test. It's a good one, guys. This website has questions that are going to be on your test. Real questions. This is real, guys. Let me tell you, CompTIA nobody sits down and create new questions. No, the questions are out there. I'm sure they have like millions, and then the system generates the 90 questions or 80 something questions that you are going to do. Nobody sits down. Nobody create new questions. No, the questions are out there. Some are out there, left online. Probably some are not. But this CompTIA Exam Test website has questions that are going to be on your A+ test, the real test. And also it has few simulations. Please check it out. I'll put the link down in the description. Professor Mesa is good. You can go ahead and watch his videos, but I don't think he's enough. I've seen people who just watch his videos and they think they're good to go. Please, you can use him, but I think you also need a little bit of hands on. You need a whole lot, not just his videos. Also, I have his notes. If you need his note, please let me know. I bought his note way back, couple years back, before when I was starting to when I wanted to get in IT. I bought it like when it was 220, 800, on 800 version. So I have his notes. I can, if you need them, I can send them to you. Hit me on my email. I'll put my email down in the description. Um, just for free. And they're all notes, but they're still similar. It's a lot of similarities. I feel like they can help you. Um, Also, there is a YouTube account channel that I really like. It's called Power Search Animated Videos. I will put a link also for that in the description. I think it's a really good one. You guys should check it out. Also, Udemy is good. I bought their questions, their practice exams on when I was studying for core one. I did not buy their practice exam for the second, the core two. I feel like I didn't need it, and I realized all the questions that in their exams, they're out there somewhere. You just online, get online, you have everything. So you can go ahead and buy those. I bought those for $10, but it's online, so it's not. I can't give you my credentials to access it. It's not like a PDF file or something. It's just there. They get you. You log in and then you do the practice exams for like I bought them when they had a discount about $10 or something. Uh, their grading is a little higher. They want you to pass with 85%. So that's when they are sure that you're gonna, if you go for A plus, you're going to pass. It's good questions, but I feel like all the questions are out there, so you don't need to buy their practice test. But you need to know to do a lot of questions. Just CompTIA exam test has questions. Exam Campus has questions. This is a whole lot of website, guys. I'm gonna go dig deeper and give you links, but you need to do questions. Questions will come back in real test. This is for real. Uh, Guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm just gonna end this video here. I did not want it to be this long. Let me just tell you good luck on your test whenever it is. If you have any question, please write it down in the comment section or hit me with, send me an email. I will leave my email down there. If I forget something, please let me know. If you have any question, please do not hesitate. So it's been a pleasure. Once again, good luck.